and welcome to the Washington Farm Bureau Update, a podcast designed to provide the latest agriculture, legislative, and Farm Bureau information. Greetings, everyone. I'm Ben Tyndall, and I hope you're staying safe and well. With the COVID-19 pandemic around us and the dramatic impact that it's having on agriculture, the Washington State Farm Bureau team has worked hard to put together an impressive resource page on our website. You can find it at www.wsfb.com. The resources there can be and have been for many an incredibly useful support to both farming and ranching employers as well as employees because, as you know, we're an organization supporting all of the agriculture community, and we want to make sure that you have the tools that you need to navigate through these unprecedented times. In today's podcast, we're going to have a conversation with Washington Farm Bureau's Bailey Peters, our public relations specialist, as well as David Pearson, our marketing and member benefits director. The two of them have been instrumental in building and offering this online resource. We'll talk about what is offered on the website, and we hope that it will be a useful tool to you. So let's go ahead and jump into that conversation. Bailey, David, thank you for being a part of today's podcast.
Well, thanks, Ben. It's nice to be with you today.
Well, we're going to be talking about the array of COVID-19 related resources and contacts that are outlined and offered on the Washington Farm Bureau website. If any of our listeners have been to the website recently, you know that it is an excellent tool to help members of the Farm Bureau, but really just members of the agriculture community in general during this global crisis. But before we dive into that discussion, we should have some introductions. Those who have listened to this podcast know Bailey, our incredible public relations specialist who handles all things communication, emails, social media, etc. for the Farm Bureau. But David, this is the first time for you on the podcast. So you are the Washington State Farm Bureau Marketing and Member Benefits Director. Can you tell us what that means and what your role at the Farm Bureau entails?
Yes, I'm the Director of Marketing, Director of Member Benefits, and I'm also the consultant to the Washington Farm Bureau Healthcare Trust. So I do 3 jobs for Washington Farm Bureau. So it keeps me pretty busy, and I have to juggle my time all the time. Okay. So the trust is working on working with other agricultural associations to increase plan participants and membership. And then I'm going through the whole cadre of member benefits. Some of those member benefits will go away, and we'll also have some new ones coming up. And then as far as marketing, we have 2 main initiatives going on right now, formalizing a marketing communications plan and then completely renewing WSFB.com website. So that's what I do for the Farm Bureau.
And that's a huge job. No, that's wonderful. Well, let's dive into the discussion at hand. So in March, the coronavirus really starts to take a serious toll on the state and the counties, the country. In many ways, the world begins to shut down. So while a large part of agriculture has been able to continue, the current crisis has obviously had a huge impact on it just the same. So in the midst of that confusion and the fears and rumors and uncertainty that the industry has been faced with, Farm Bureau has really stepped up to shine some light on answers and vital tools that are available to us. So that's where this website comes in. Let's start the conversation. Tell us about the website that the Farm Bureau and the resources that we have to offer to our members, both members as well as the agriculture community as a whole.
Well, I think before the stay-at-home order, we were all kind of monitoring COVID-19. And then on March 13th, when the order came down, it all became real for us. So we were asking ourselves, what does this mean for our members and how can we support them? We were looking for information, how to protect yourself, your family, your employees. And we knew immediately that all of a sudden parents are going to be homeschooling. So we put up some free links to help parents with that aspect. And then information started just pouring in. everybody on the staff was great. The GR folks were monitoring what was going on in the state, and John and Bailey were doing a lot of the stuff with the federal government and AFBF, and the field folks were getting information from needs of people out in the field, and so information just started flowing in, and it grew very quickly. So and it became kind of a monster trying to navigate all the information that was there. So we ended up making a main page. It's almost like a website within a website. Right. There's a main landing page, and Bailey did nice work with John and Mike LaPlante, and kind of a great introduction, and then actually showing all the information that we're doing and telling our story. But then as far as getting the information, it was divided up into 7 parts: employer resources, employee resources, what's going on on the federal level, the state level, your at-home resources, and then tracking the COVID-19, and there's some great links there. So that's kind of how it developed.
I think it's really this kind of one-stop shop. And if the shop doesn't include what you need, we've added it, and we will keep adding it. And that's really with COVID-19 as a whole. There's just been a lot of uncertainty. And so if you've kind of followed the website from the start, you've seen that it's kind of taken a facelift several times. And so we've adapted it and made changes and made it more user friendly. And right now I feel like it's got this look and feel where you can really go into it and you can identify, okay, am I an employee? Am I an employer? Maybe I'm a stay-at-home mom. And you can really kind of choose what category you fit into and then look at those resources. And I have to just commend our safety team because they have been ahead of the game. And
absolutely,
we have done resources, and I shouldn't say they have done resources in both English and Spanish, whether that's just safety posters or webinars. And that's every day they're getting us new information. And so I feel like this resource page has it's a living, breathing thing in a way, and it adapts every day, and there's new information every day.
I second that. The safety team has done a fantastic job. Early on, they did a great webinar, and it's recorded there on the website. It's a good resource as well.
As you're going through the material that you're faced with, how do you determine what is necessary to share? Like you mentioned, David, there is just an overwhelming array of information out there that could be a part of this. And I can imagine it is a very daunting task to whittle that down to what is vital that people need to know and to have. So what feedback have you received, and what information are people requesting that the Farm Bureau provide on this site?
Well, a lot of the feedback has come from our employers, and trying to stay up to date on what's going on and what the rules are and what's changing. The case with Familia and L&I has thrown kind of a wrench into things, and kind of staying abreast of those issues. And then, how can employers protect their employees? And I think that we put up a lot of information on the site that helps us with those issues. We're all trying to protect ourselves from this virus. So I think if you go up there, you'll find a lot of tools to help your business out.
Now, are you seeing, and this may be more on Bailey, have you been seeing people using the sites? Are you looking at kind of some of the analytics of it as far as what is the response as far as people actually tapping in, using those resources?
Definitely. I feel like, and David can speak to this too, I think our website has been utilized more in the last few months than, I've only been at Farm Bureau for a short year and a half or so, but it's more than the last few months than I've seen in my time. And I think that partially just speaks to offering resources that are readily available and needed right now. And we're going to keep this momentum going. Just, when COVID-19 slows down and life maybe becomes a new normal, that doesn't mean that we're going to stop doing this website updates and providing these resources. And there's always going to be, something our farmers are facing, whether that's on the state or the federal or even the local level. And so at Farm Bureau, our promise is to provide those resources. So we're seeing members use, I think, both the COVID pages, and they're using the news outlets. They're looking at member benefits. We're able to track, where users are going on the site, and we're seeing them active, and we're going to, I think, build on that momentum as a production team as well.
Yes, I took a look at WordPress this morning before the podcast. And WordPress, this time of year, we usually see about 375 visits a day. We're averaging over 500 visits a day. I looked at Google Analytics, and we're just slightly under, since the COVID-19 stay-at-home order, we've had just under 9,900 users. So Google Analytics tracks users. So we've had just under 9,900 users, and 9,300 are new users. So we're getting a lot of new people coming to the website.
That's excellent. Yeah. So this is a powerful tool, just being a resource and showing one, Farm Bureau is active, and we're a resource not just for people that maybe are members or are already familiar with Farm Bureau, but this is also reaching perhaps even a larger audience of people that are just concerned and need those resources. And so Farm Bureau is a tool that they can turn to.
Yeah, I think it's been a good introduction to Washington Farm Bureau for people in the ag community.
Well, if members have resources that they come across, maybe that they aren't seeing on the website, can they offer those for consideration to you guys? How would they do that? If they come across a great resource, how can they funnel it to you for possible or potential use on the site?
Send it to us, whether that's through social media or email Dave Pearson or myself. We are always looking for new resources. Like I said, we're updating that page daily. And whether it's like a great stay-at-home craft that your kids have been doing, like we are willing to put that up on the site too. So really everything from the spectrum, from safety, PPE that you're using on your farm, all the way down to a fun recipe that you did with your kids. We want it all.
Yeah, I think that's great. We have the COVID-19 pages, but Bailey's been doing a nice job on the social media and getting useful information and fun stuff out there. As far as getting information to us, anybody that you know on staff, if you let them know, they can pass it on to us as well. That's another way to get to us.
Now, maybe kind of pairing with that, if a member utilizes the resource page and they can't find an answer to a question or something that meets the need that they have, what should they do? Can they, again, reach out to you guys?
Absolutely. If there's something that they're looking for, we'll put our resources together and see if we can find an answer for people. Because if they're asking, somebody else probably wants to know too.
And if you're asking one of us, we can always direct you to someone on the team who maybe specializes in that area. For example, we've been talking in previous podcasts about Farm Bureau solutions. If you have an HR concern, some of our team members could help with that. If you have a safety concern, we'll connect you with a field staff or a director. I mean, we are here to help during this time. Even if you have a legal or legislative concerns, just reach out to one of us and we'll get you pointed in the right direction.
Well, it really takes a team. Both of you have been working together on this excellent website resource, but really it's taken the whole Farm Bureau team, and it's so much bigger than just this website resource. We want to be an advocate for the agriculture community as a whole, and that's really what we're about.
Yes, I think so. I think during this COVID-19 sequestering, the Farm Bureau staff has really pulled together and just tried to find ways to support and be valuable to our membership. So it's been a great team effort.
Now, Ben, can I throw something back at you? With you being a membership specialist, what are you hearing from members you're coming in contact with, maybe local board members?
I know a lot of, and as I've been going into I use the term going into the different counties. We've been having remote county meetings lately, but as I've been interacting with the various county leadership in the Farm Bureau, a lot of them have been turning to the website as a resource to find out what is the latest information on requirements for employers. How do I, like you're saying, provide for my employees? How do I protect them right now with the H-2A housing issue that we're facing right now? How do they address that? What is the current most relevant information on that? And so being able to really lean on this website has been something as a field staff that I have found incredibly valuable, to be able to point people there. the response that I've gotten from the various county members that I've spoken with, they have been praising the work on the website and seen it as an incredibly useful tool to get some of those answers. It has been very positive feedback that I've gotten from people. So one, thank you both for your incredible work on it. And but like I said, like you said, Bailey, it is a team effort. And so really it's something we're all working together on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there any last comment or any thought that you would want to leave the listeners with?
I would just say that Farm Bureau is wanting to connect with you in any way. So whether that's with the website, our social media, we are utilizing the podcast like this to communicate, and we're trying to get resources. And so if members have questions or concerns, please reach out because we're ready and available.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm available. Phone calls get forwarded to my mobile phone. So if you'd like to have questions answered about the website or member benefits, I'm here to help.
Well, with that, thank you both for your work on this. It is an excellent tool, and I want to, again, encourage our listeners to visit it. You can go to the main Farm Bureau website at www.wsfb.com. And the first thing you should see is a banner stating COVID-19 resources. Just click on that and it will take you to the site where you will find an excellent catalog of resources that should help you out. Bailey, David, thank you both for being a part of today's conversation. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Friends, we'll talk again soon. The WFB Update is a production of the Washington Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture in Washington State, ensuring our family farms continue to feed the world. To learn more, visit our website at www.wsfb.com.